overflow be extortionist. Say now church muno as a blackmailist this ano. Okay, just a number wa when huna mpe bibia mana o se ne obeko hunu spe bibi mana o se ne menya for anko. But for there to be the act of extortion, no, so we bet me as a dear no. Let us say wona or set is a trap ni ma no. Ya mpeni ampasa wo so wo bibi disi. So ni bibi disi abaka say ai fako. So wo bibi disi ada be ma bibi kakra say on twaso. So for extortion to be possible, no, the person must first of all be guilty. Will be only guilty only if he is no. Yes, continue. Me say that said the host bakoye bibina minim se menye hwia. Oka se fa kakra ba na mentwa so a kakra ba na mede be no watwa dey so. Ase bia kra na ebi ho mpo na me de kakra bro nti madwene mu no e bia na ya asem foforo bi. But on this matter, afenyo ke betimi adisika kana no atumo anka yente ho hwe. And fiasia with afenyo market se we kaya if fiasia with I think Madam Abnos Asare, a former deputy finance minister, a member of parliament, and then so constate assembly. And kojo pon kuma so beso also. Enti afenyo market ya baby he was speaking as a leader more than as an individual. And you know, so that we are near the Niparaka Kojira the office he occupies, but there's a difference between the human being and the office he occupies. So you in and no two for a bit to grab as I know your classmate. And you bet me the classmate for me. But when it comes to the office he occupies, Sabe, for the sake of the office he occupies, no. As how do boni media ni amamre na manya kwa so respect BS or the man BS or the man, because sometimes they are not any about the panel but the office he occupies. But so as maybe say OSP so when your interest was no the angle maybe Yemias Media is coming from. Is he coming from the angle that Afenyo market as a person and extortionist no the whole justification defense about evidence about. And now say in the capacity as minority leader no and na or they sa position no started in na and we would all live to see how those inquiries shemone sa for number no be aka see. But me the omun common ni no ni anya me de wo ne say yeyi asemfo anankasa to nche e na akoye di frefre ne apen to ne I mean, I think the DM say, "How na me enya me fair because number one, no, member of parliament and as a parliament as an institution, no, so in a CEO position.
That's true.
And na omu oversight responsibility. And na nipa no kasano ye nipa he might be wrong. My parliament can be wrong. Would ya ne say wa asem ne fa ho no, obenyamu abotre na dia church asem ne mu. Nipa nentiasia, there were a lot of ways how befaso every time the second question, third question, fourth question. Base ko base miniasa menso koko basoro kakrada ono so ko edi tutu na dey say asemfu na ka say da hono. They are not no. Sisi OSP abami OSP nka so obehwe say wan e boka na wan na amoka. Also obehwe extortion claim. E dey be say the extortions are na fiaso. Not 22 billion na kasano na ekonko meanwhile ayeka anya uka na yemeka yeso to say obi charge free bia na obi na etua hoka enti bibia eka na eda ho na say ye gold boss anya gold board no eyega naka. I think say if the focus would have been on it and can be fine na nke bia we public officer say CEO sabi jemfia assembly near when you have to watch it side of in fact, many Sabijan can church mu back now so until as I mean church mu like Ubende, mean my church mu now so until I say what should I sit na wadam you know wow so but some opposition so pemo now so okuko kobana so koyese and I say ye the substance of the matter if you are question penny
Professor Sani Oma we atato assume say ye kan bate bia nye sa womo eta politicians eta ka say you case and say generate heat and as a national interest all of a sudden we say diversion be a banner. They are not saying say some this case no you diversion but no be as with my address say of course say divert attention free the real issue no na ya ko nipa su ne banner de na no generate concerns na fe yakata so sana ya na politicians no uni mo no mtaya na
oh maybe I couldn't say why because some you as of Bank of Ghana for Beji to Muse, a yen yaboka, and Kamenyasha say as a fufro. Because the Bank of Ghana for a buyer because 2022. Bank of Ghana Sabreno Bo coming in there discussing or PDA. We are used to Bank of Ghana running the bank at a loss. Obiso Mombeka said the bank doesn't exist to make profit. But now I'm type is say they accepted said they were created to come and make losses. And the MC for the avoidance say yes, I think we are Bank of Ghana can umako into negative equity into them say akoye chima mencha Bank of Ghana say nyaneka gold boss say nyaneka I am say Bank of Ghana ka akosin say we mo into amasa say we nyina aba no whereas obi am person obeje kana tumuno and change the fanko personal attacks that and divert attention because personal attack part is unnecessary. Yeah, you are managing a public office and you must tolerate. You must have the command. You tolerate it. And the alcohol, now for the way so every special prosecutor so they know how to Minia Solomon na petition no near day. Na petition no some the commercial right. We didn't get every the special prosecutor so they know how to but nini na ye. We omu rest as many problem. It can solve one problem of AB and Nipano, the defaming and now they solve our problem. But the substance will continue to remain, say, a cabin the honor where say no home common and say but Emsa Kumane Yakoso, Sanya Afenamak and Corner, AB and yes, I made it. And as I mentioned, so any Botre as a public officer, or also be hit Kakrabaye. Would the Katabiso so bara, but so would the Katabiso so move and Katabiso at the end of the day, yes, a Ghana Boka 22 billion. I think that it is also a very important conversation. So whoever is interested should look into the 22 billion. Because after you say you just want for also as a mind.
That's true.
The economy negina. You see the
negina. But I'm saying here and say you nyansu di dwani nwe. We ya 1 year. You besa call. Following years into near Timmy. Ya nyoma ye se ba ya moka said ye. Absolutely.
Maybe I sure I see a near man ko yelo. Ni akani yes. In fact, my member minority nabasu because in playing their role in this conversation, no, Emma sa empanifo no Bank of Ghana leave a gold board for ya nyema bisu anke bi anke ka ye bo hunko nke be prosa na aggregation no fee no mu charge 15% of the gold price no and a minority raise the issue omu ko kokwemu no omu ba bag metis 15% no so dey by 9%. Because yenko yemra busa ko dem ekote sa 9% so say they by 5% and they can't care if they were paying the 15% no and so but they have to pay the aggregator something and so they paid finally a certain agreed percentage and lower than 15% no the start year no ni na your position so adwuma ni bia say bi we ma Ghana nya so mfa so a e kan ka say e bon so teye
okay
but currently no yenya the paper free mu akwase brebo no yenya good economy me dey near me dey wo mu kra the smuggling of gold ayeti bi aketeli kakra sisi anya he kra no we've done 63% recovery of the gold that would have been smuggled out me na wo kienya so mfa so bia
obi na efa ne kwakra
there was a day bia me ni fere kra so man na obi fira manoni aba no boy aba so say ya ade na ye man gold ne man no gold nkwa a certain metric certain tons of gold na ye books mu na it's like half near papa ne kan wasem no na onim say Africa no wo no ka say
onim say aba bona ba so
Africa na nipa mienu cha ade aba ku nya bi nipa mienu cha ade mienu ba ku anya bi o detra ona ade ya bro gold ba ku bi enso na we yankrata mu say ye to gold no Ghana ha enti no me de sa smuggle na so ti bi ati ama ye no a enche bia nyame boya e betimi asili nyina no kwa no it's a plus Sammy Jemfi and the Gold Board has made a lot of classes. But currently, no, the conversation is not about say why are there now or the conversation is about if and the emphasis 22 billion or if and and I think say we mbet ma tombo asese asemi and cover the bonne obi say biama, but they are politicians and sometimes maybe teaching. I know what I understand what they are doing very well.
Okay.
On the books, I don't owe, but somewhere in the air, somebody owes.
Okay.
You need to see how this one will go.
Okay. Nice one on that. Mamenka say, say, watch it. Where the ketua me the chairman sana majo last submission the topic I made at 2 Janaso. Yeah, that's sorry, yeah. Yes, MPP, omo pen national executive position, no, omo peke form. We learned to say nipa about 50 and I could peke form near there. But me dear tea na enwanwa and say in chairman and I say Ashanti my chairman, former chairman of them. Bernard and Chibosiako group biako pick a form a man so medi chairman. What are we a political follower, election follower, and who named the baby? Otia seme ya wanwa na Ghana ebiasisi sawa ha na say and asemi Prof Ofano.
Well, Meti and I never because if you are possible. If you are possible, Ebetia Basse Sabio for the first time party B. Ebe elected nipa ebia odefiase as ni chairman ebe TBC so be kaya omampani Kwame Nkrumah edu baby na odefiase so ni yeto abama no opani Nelson Mandela edu baby na odefiase so ni yeto abama no esisi pen ebe TB so assess bio my worry me how kakra wo ho ne say onye physically present to campaign. Sekobasi ya convert that one be yin seven no man no get it because NJBR says next week as a day no. So this week in pass a day. Who be converting? For say ya forms na ma ya fail ya so bi an family na watch mu. What you cry the aba. Obi abesa bitia ma wa. Ya be free vetting no na so we wa be Zoom na so if you ask for no be Zoom facilities and your phone ya dey ya bi na me who send me as process na be call. But as a process victim because of there, to a banner, he doesn't have to physically be there. Or other for a person better a man. But the difficulty currently near form the Obetina Mobia farmer. Failing no, Obetina Mobia chief conscience is not of a but you're converted as your body, Penny and Chibosiako, a do subra inside that obesity abba. The name said near home necessary never yet.
Prof, I want to be because vetting there, one of the processes are with genuine reason, you know, ABR intimate disqualify will be, and finally will be a picket form, do the next vetting, where indisposed, and I say, young finally say, Ben may be crying, who can he be a free within the period, known to me, my vetting committee, not to me, a padeno. Na omo families fufuro bi ne kasa na se omo jana kra ma ne contest menim say bia hone ani da so a whatever
in fact the government no be adrepa ne they will use other means to hear him and no beti da ka kwasra no wo bebi owo no ene na di nkomo they will have to use other means to hear him na say ya hear the crowd here. And the vetting will have to redesign itself so that it gives fair grounds to everybody.
Okay.
Fairness, no, I had equity, no equality. Ebia bank and interest so be also bank right. But there must be some equity to the extent that you misakwesi upon them any the pointer. So now you are now be to me 2 the shedder.
Okay.
So now BBS require a team another opportunity. But say I could be say I could see converting na kwabnade ye misanhwe wa converting ye nche na no asem so yes on nko de and na nka ye ntwam na mema ye nti obi no asem no obi anko. So I'm looking at how they will treat equity as against equality whatever. Obi raise flags is here you cannot run over that flag. Say mema ba mama tubano. Other also message the amount to turn around the mama na clear. It is not enough to say na or you're indisposed and na no what you quite and I know I say what you quite a man da fufuro. So mrani ntie na ye timi move the entire vetting committee ni the corner. So they will find a way around it. But maybe I'm looking out to the time where the process will be over. The only disadvantage is when you campaigns and I'm a car.
Prof, not as a unim diemuno. And they said the whole thing at Tiani Adiano. When you say enka a needless say enkophobia ka pick a form cradia mano. One here we crab it me attract some committee no and so much Sianoma said the Oka Crabia. Why will be a new man and he crabbles or no so crack of fine Jansi be no the abeto so among others in the idea. Enka omujaya and Kabifise Anna.
One thing at a time. One thing at a time. To see the process step one no. She see Prof and Adolfo pick for Mama.
Okay.
Now you're discussing problem phase 2. Phase 2 no. Young person sign endorsements every constituencies there. Certain corner pick for Mama.
Okay.
Now if you phase 3. Phase 3 no, they will have to appear for vetting. So when my question back for vetting so much now when you Kwabnaba Akosuyaba Edu ya oswa. For some reason, you may want to defer. Ubetuni di anaseda. Ana wa krabe kono. A number you should Zoom. A number you should BB. But I'm saying necessarily they must hear him. They must find a certain way of vetting him. They have to be, tactical about it because me myself on the yen tina no kasa krayes yonko. Basa no biku raise the person has grounds to challenge the process because process was the same first acquire so you ensure that we need the luxury of chiano because of obinti the chrono and then na unya kwa ma the time so when your mama na watch aka hobra that is fair nipa kono ba na ma to na no unya problem ya with because sabe you get me see na say ye twam kra ye invert o kra de anyway ye hwese na edu ho no mo be ye no. Then comes the main campaign. Only who me sure say the team members get my campaign amano. Election only who no more about on betimi akoso. Near who said about but there is a lot of for me akwansidia near see akwan bebre wo mu a. Chairman is for me very young. Meaning ni hearing nan ka say bason tam so much akose 15th October as a bibisa. Is it 15th October or September now? It's October.
15th. 12 days after say about 12.
So for me, that makes it a little more. But I mean, Bosiako the rest deeper. So yeah, he would want to fight until it is impossible to fight. And that is a honor dear. Bibi na mananti mian tuaswa a honor dear stiho. Okay. But and then come my boy dear. Osha your name 15th October and Sunday anyway, I would have wasted car. You know, Chairman is still young, he has a lot of energy in him. Said this 15th 1 year date na Benyi, remember near my Boswa. We are sure by the next election no. Now and there will be ample time. In the year Bombshell said near Dunikozi Fiasi Hono. Maybe a medical can say a near ni. Apart from that, you could have sanctioned the person, you could have taken his license from him, you could have fined him. There are options, baby. This doesn't land people in prison, but court no can ask them. Made personally before say a year ubinti nebanis and ubia. They could have Abrofo companies here. They be flat rules. How many of them are in our prisons? They find them. They charge them. Konako reclaiming her, yes, I have a Joe license. We know. I live in the mining area and I know how they treat Abrofo companies. Okay. Maybe I have my personal singular view that maybe it's the person of whom to maintain them said they have to go this route. But it is the law. So say I question the law too much. I can share my layman's opinion, but the rest is for the courts and those people to decide. Name Momuno. On this matter of this, coincidentally, to me, feel how the any problems or but I foresee vetting challenge, and I foresee campaign now on Wankasa NC for Monkoyeno. I heard also me a kakra editia, possible success.
Prof, medase pa I'm say explanation of the man directly to our show. Yeah, tia pa. Where the who say what break? My me emfa be 5 minutes pe na equate topics no why. My beg for crowd trans here. Honorable Vincent former aspirant for NDC Offensive South what transit also and baby this year woman you ready enjoy but the topic now and the Mahama is 19 months now na ye hwe nioma kakra or promise na so the tutu mo na dia compare that of former government and as previous government no no so 19 months nioma o say so de beba no de ye hu say wo tumi kekan ho no onim de musima be num ma ye hunu said ye usi a factor ana wo heni nyina
ye bebo ye nyina ye ho abaso ne Omampeni Mahama led administration abaso. Of course, they know very well say unya ni nyina pepe sa bibi ye hono mo a plus edu hono so a minus. Na producer send me higher and come send no me brief research report bia so far some promises that they made to the people of Ghana. Any senior promises no nijinapie etie senior man for no ehunu. So for example, I have a summary of some 57 promises obdema Ghana for ebra ye kwakoto aba no.
President Mahama promises. President Mahama promises now okay.
President Mahama promises but
okay, thank you.
And then this are binding in our promises. Okay. So kasiye pa edikai 24-hour economy. Ni etosu mienu akwan na efe waba emebunu adwuma yese omebunu adwuma yenti ye pe ede amomo how to end galamsey aka state of emergency ne safo na etete ni nyina no. Now increase cocoa prices to 6,500 and also your promise. Now about oral operation recover all loots and also your promise. Abolish teacher licensure exams and also a promise. Now about automatic posting, standard better living conditions. Now about nurses and teachers allowance. Now about building of factories, no stress-free policy, Women's Development Bank, completing Agenda 111, Jumewura, LGBTQ passage and signing. No about end Boku conflict, scrapping of taxes. Now about build tertiary institutions. Now about completion of e-blocks, build modern markets, community development to develop communities, construction of dam, construction of fishing harbors, construction of Oti River Bridge, continue the free SHS, aka we will not cancel free SHS. Creation of Kusao region for the Kusasis. Nina promises. Electricity extension, farmer support centers, free fertilizer to farmers, free primary health care, aka Mahama care, free sanitary pads, free tertiary education for persons with disabilities. Now, Fewaba, improving cost of living, lean government, to form lean government, national apprenticeship program, Noaba Nkoko Nkete, promoting peace in conflict areas, promoting the use of the local language, water, scholarship, reducing of fuel prices, rural electrification, SME support, stabilizing the economy.
When promises in Libya.
Promises in Libya.
Hey!
Ane. Bebre wo yen go to two pipes one crofo foam yen say so I have a tall list that I mean the people I engaged in my research reminded me. Mr. Dabi so mo say bosha abane say ni mu de pa no mu kai. Enti from kakai ni mu de no na media list we ya me e bo ho nkomo yi. Na utie list ne say ne aye kono a wow betimi ajaje se ebi honom de ayaye ebi honom so ayeguso ye oti bridge for example me amani tua say yeguso ye ebi won so de a nyame anim ni nipa anim ni ye nyina ye anim ni ye tefo anim ni sincerely speaking abai na twi dani onye ready say obeye ebia okanewa ebia one said that say or not everybody vote and not baby. So I have those categorization. Yeah,
wakwaya researcher kra ne statistician nanka ebrani ntimi be bisa say okay can nyina see ani from your end ubetumi my figure bia after 90 almost 2 years no wa my
make can nyina see ani but the question I ask is, has this promise been fulfilled? 6.7% say yes. So for me, 6.7% of the promises has been achieved. Then in progress, 33.6% in progress. 33.6% in progress. All the in progress, no, any achieved, no, they have done about 40%. 60% of the promises remain undone, has not been responded to at all. And those that
Professor Ania say 40% there. Not just say oh share 4 years they are more almost a half and ayeka ho asem 19 months. We have about 24 months to be half. Not just say you know 24 months no ma hit be 45% to not just say they are near the next 2 years so metim they are reach be 80% ana.
So no, we can talk about what is done and now ya bompa say in progress no e be free in progress no ma be ka done ne ho me adeba ko have me as a personal person like me amadwen tira me ka say o man ba ne say ayana enema bi hon ma ye betimi aye so no menim si ye ni na je uncompleted hu sedanyu ye de ensa de beka na se be ye ni ye be wie no ya na akoye buachi bidin
ayemusuo
if for me 33.6% of the promises are in progress ni akabama mani agene say they will move from in progress to done and that's completed.
Okay.
Nanka 6% to 6.7% ni mumna emu peja and kabema mani aje so mamba. But in progress no so shame cry so anya hwekura no 33.6% there emugu so ye. I am afraid Miss Rose ansha na say anya ye niema ntentemo a ahwa na done no ankodoso. And I'm not sure say Ghana for bebre no would want the aspect of in progress to say something in the pipeline the an Africa na catch wa na here na start pipe no say na
no crowd am ka bi kire MPP for ne say in progress ne dey Shedan Thomas because so an interchange it was started but you tell me here am catch am say onye interchange bia wa santimamunti done.
Absolutely and no yes ma amanyofo ne ti ase say ya fa wo adwuma say man pani de o manimu resource ne bibia hye wonsa and ye didn't fear nice account. And report to me what you have done in the 4 years and not what you are in progress as if Jama over Juma they are toward the next government. That is why blocks are to her. That is why agenda 111 the fear said my first comment I made man say 111 no meaning say abai betimi aye because sabe resources no one can nyina wo ho. E wo Ghana we have money. What 22 billion ya say call us here. Eventually see agenda 111 be 100 na ye ka. Eti media o ka say Ghana ni ska me nyini. We have money just that ye nyuso mfa nya niam ehu hia. Ye ncheni ni ye de dodo say ye bibi ye ya bibi me say ye mo ye say maye. Na sika ye di won chen no kra do so say ni e te de ye bibi no. Say be hwe de sika bia de akoye project mu a. Aka there would have been no excuse say agenda 111 no ebeka ho 111 say e be 12 anu say they assuming post 12 cry be anu it means well over 99 or 98% no what just also be the meto aso what is that?
Okay,
what is that? The same way na you block so no say e pass you block no ye timi amie ba kokora no say e be 10 anu say e be 10 anu ne aka na wuja ho no. Is that how you are supposed to do? Why don't you cut your coat according to your cloth or odon sabe so nia obetimi ayemu? ayi mamia bruwa na etu ne bafo se onyini na wo ba wiase no e ma ne start bibia o hwa ontimi nwie so be start bibia start what you can finish odo sakoso ha wajai ya sabe na ya dapafo oya de bato nwie okay. Can you imagine what would have happened if Obako was 9 months no or you 7 months I will say my brother me do you know what would have happened? And sabe there's a card I can applaud the NDC for the done part. In progress, I am a Ghanaian, I would hasten slowly. Me too enthused about it. No munshana ni amu for munsan kind over 60% and so no. Mebro ni share ni mu pa especially Juma Semno. Mebro ni share ni mu pa especially some of the promises I form hono. Na yeka assessment of promises in no. There are other areas and so it is not only the promise that has not been fulfilled, but the people has been shortchanged. Sabi bossa na share ne kura nanka unyanye yempo anka ye no so achope but one kura their case has been worsened.
Okay.
Yenyanye adwuma man crofo kura start bubu market gugu ebubu de magu. Sadem say mentiase. We have accused the MPP of breaking down judges adan e won crime for National Cathedral. They accuse you omo.
Ora go sit no kura say omo responsible for that. Enti omo say dem who be free.
Do you get it? And you know, as a Nancy, why do you break down the buildings to construct new building? Wabra you see chroma choki, and you moving your money being found outside of the town Kakra. Most say you provide security. I provided them the 24-hour day. Then they first say, "Hey, baby, I team to home wall." Now a place as spaces workers let me park here security for crowd move then. It just okay, man. I bubu ndia ye e ho kakra no ye benya police post nya bibia when you there why we are forcing this thing then the cost of breaking national cathedral kana ya no mubon kakra no it is partly because of a value of properties are almost sell no and sanomutu sa manhole enti no sisi ayesu egusu broka wo ye be we say na market ma kwa yesterday ye born bo chrewa na wujane not because of market no
they break you
in the party and niema why senior you share the crack meaning the politicians in share no then the chere say obi dan manisu e de yaw e ke say Ghana na say e to abetia MPP a say NDC die bu obi dan na nipa no hwede mu tietia mu ni ade just because of creating market in the heart of the idea near there. Then you say ni pandi ono do onya yawo. E koka compensation ye menya sure Ghana June 3rd for cry is we form cry basi na manfo gusu so say ya mo compensation bia ana bosha e show mo na nya man. We know ourselves. We are Ghanaians. We don't let us not pretend say ye different people. Ye discuss cry basi mo be say for command go for you cry enkodu re enim ya ho. Me Ghana ni me home nka nyi me ho mfiri mu even though me ni obi asika but sincerely speaking yes ade no a enra na enya enenso enye we can still minimum hini bia na o ka say enye ohinimpo MP member of parliament bia na o ka say or NDC member of parliament or try meeting him before the discussion of the 24-hour market baby aye bubu na na do market na yes no enye ho na meeting ni decide say yen konkosi no enti no kra ne nwanwa say ye bubu sa market no enye sa meeting ne mu ne free buy say ye meeting wi na jamadwe foforo buy o say den enti onim why ye bubu sa existing market to build another market.
Okay.
Enti mesre omomu yes na man na make say 3 categories done for in progress or na nya ye nye wo ho but apart from that 3 categories creating some people are also being shortchanged. Ono no tia patana say no ton ade nkakra ade didi no kura no ene wabubu na pata na ne oton ade no kura say okoye ya antade ne ya wabubu na pata ina obeye dan na say nko say market ne beba back no na ne ebeye na ye no enti yeah 2 more years to go. Let's learn and make some things right na ye betimi aye ni ye ma abasobona wie mu die.
Okay, Professor mamenda was